NSCoder Chicago.
Welcome to
NSCoder Chicago.
Welcome to
NSCoder Chicago. NSCoder Chicago.
Welcome to
Hello. Thanks for joining us for episode 10 of the NSCoder Chicago podcast. Here we chat about iOS development, tech news, career, and whether we like it or not, we usually find ourselves discussing AI. My name is David.
And my name's Sean. NSCoder is a monthly meetup here in Chicago. We get together downtown on the last Tuesday of every month. All are welcome. We usually, just like the podcast, talk about tech, new Apple platform developments, Apple news, technology news. It's a good hang. But more information about us is available on our website, nscoder-chicago.com. And of course, you can find us on Meetup. Go to meetup.com and look for NSCoder Chicago. We'd love to see you.
Yes, it's next week, and I'm planning to be there. Also, if you can't join us in person, consider joining the conversation in the YouTube comments. We don't get a lot right now, so we'll definitely see yours. So feel free to participate however you can.
In another move to improve and increase their services revenue, Apple unveiled the Creator Studio subscription package last week. So on the 28th of January, anyone will be able to subscribe for the low price of $12.99 a month to all of the creative apps and some of the previous iWork apps from Apple. So this will get you Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, Pixelmator Pro, which is a repackaging of Pixelmator that they acquired. You'll get Keynote Pages and Numbers and Freeform. Those are still free to use if you have a Mac or iPad or iPhone, but the subscription will give you value-added features, and then Motion, Compressor, and Mainstage. So, you going to subscribe, David?
I will not be subscribing.
Why is that?
But,
I mean, you're a creator. This is right up your alley.
Oh yeah, actually several of these apps I already use, so the big thing is that I won't be getting any additional features compared to what I already have, and I've already made the one-time purchase. So for things like Final Cut Pro, for Logic Pro, I think I even have Motion. I'm not sure, but it's I've got what I need. And then I have been curious about Pixelmator. I think I've looked into that a little bit in the past, but ultimately I settled on Affinity Photo because it felt a little bit more like Photoshop. But yeah, I would say that if I was starting fresh today, it'd be very tempting. $12 a month is not bad at all. And I think Adobe's Creative Cloud is way more expensive than that.
Yeah, way more expensive.
Yeah, I think I was just looking around and saw $69.99 monthly. But I'm sure they have different tiers. So $12.99, very, very much, a lot more attractive than that price. But yeah, I as a creator, I definitely don't see anything that appeals to me as someone who's already invested in this environment. If anything, it scares me because I can tell you this: Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, they're not making any money on me right now. But if I signed up for that subscription, they would. And Apple likes money, I mean, who
That
doesn't?
is true.
But Apple really likes money.
Especially that services, the subscription revenue. Ooh, it's the best.
Yeah.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah. And sometimes I can understand having to move to a subscription model. Maybe Apple in their minds, have justified it somehow. Like maybe these apps need this to survive internally. I'm sure they make way more money than they need to keep these apps afloat from their other parts of business, And so part of me is like, they don't really need to do this, do they?
Well,
but like
need to versus, as you just said, money is good.
Mhm.
Stock market loves to see services revenue go up.
It's that
Um,
potential money. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
and
I
and
mean,
the only reason I consider that is because we were talking about 1Password before and how that was my favorite app. I would
mhm.
always use that. Had to switch to something else, but when they made the switch to the cloud, even though I didn't want to do it, I understood and it felt justified.
Mhm.
This feels a little bit like a money grab, especially because, like I said, they're not adding much to the experience.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. What about you? Are you tempted?
Well, there's a uh I can't remember what the psychological phenomenon is, but that it's like if somebody
Mm-hmm.
else gets something, even if it didn't change your thing, you
Mm-hmm.
might feel defensive or jealous or angry or
Mm.
envious. Um, so like I I guess none of us can fight the subscription future of software. Like that's where the business is
No.
going.
Yeah.
It's quaint to imagine that you would buy something at some point and just
Mm.
own it, and you could just use the application for as long as you wanted. Like,
Yeah. Well, so.
but
Mm-hmm.
but this is also much more accessible. Like for people that, gosh, how much was Final Cut Pro even a couple years ago? It was like a
Mm.
thousand, 2,000. It was a lot of money.
Wait, was it really?
I don't know.
No, I think you might be thinking of something else because Final Cut has always been around 200, I think. And that's part of the reason why I invested in them. Hopefully, this is going to pay off because it's a one-time purchase.
I'm probably getting confused. I mean, we're way out of our depth here to talk about movie editing, but if you had a Mac and you did some editing every so often, you could turn on the subscription, then turn it off. You could turn it on, turn it off, and like maybe that's useful.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, really, I mean, the accountants look at subscription revenue and they say, okay, well, we could have got $2.99 once every, I don't know, 5 years,
Mm.
or we get $13.90 or $12.99 a month
Yeah.
times lifetime value of the customer
Hmm.
times yeah, and they're off to the
Yeah.
races.
Yeah. See, that's the tough thing for me because maybe I've been mistaken, but part of my sense has been that Apple has created this hardware ecosystem and they charge extra for it because they want the software on there to be premium, a great experience. They want you to have everything you need, at least from a base standpoint. That's why you get things like GarageBand and is it Pages, iWork Suite,
Yeah.
um, and so the software has almost felt like it's pretty close to free, or at least subsidized by the hardware sales, and where it's a little, more complex, a little more professional. You just pay a little bit more to get to that higher software tier. And now I feel like it's going in a different direction where it almost seems like they want the software to start supporting itself. But I don't know. Is that just me? Did you ever get that sense that the software was kind of subsidized by the hardware?
Oh no, definitely. Yeah, like for the last 20, I don't know, let's say 2000 to 2020ish, if you bought a Mac, you
Mm-hmm.
got the iLife suite, the iWork suite,
Mm-hmm.
for free. You'd have to pay for an upgrade a couple years later, but they bundled it in. And
And often that I know for me that upgrade point never came. By the time I would maybe need an upgrade, I got a new computer or something.
yeah, that's true. I can remember paying for an iWork upgrade at some
Okay.
point,
Uh-huh.
20 years ago, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, I have no idea if that was just because I was like, dedicated to upgrading, or
Mm.
if there was an actual feature,
Sure.
because how I don't know, how much does anyone really use Pages? Like somebody
Mm.
out there is going to say, "Oh, I'm a Pages super fan," but like it's fine. It built in, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wonder, like there was a period of time, I think, where the page layout like Quark
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of Photoshop and design applications, even before Mac OS 10, were would bring people to the Mac. They were
Yeah.
like, okay, well, I have to buy a computer. And they're like, well, do you want to do graphic design or print work? And they're like, yeah, well, you got to get a Mac. Like that's where the software is. That is the right platform.
Right.
And in the modern era, everything is cross-platform or web-based for the most part. And
Yeah.
so I don't.
Figma's great if you want to do design, and you don't even have to download a thing.
Yeah, you're just in a browser. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's the tail wagging the dog. Like now at this point, we've got this complex ecosystem of you have the platform, and then even by Apple providing Keynote pages and numbers out of the box, they're kind of maybe accidentally, maybe on purpose, taking the air out of those types of applications. Because if you know that Apple gives numbers away for free, are you ever going to do a spreadsheet app? Probably not. Like anyone that's serious about it is going to pay for Excel. And then anyone that's not is going to use numbers out of the box. And so like they kind of deflated the market there.
Interesting. Okay. So you're saying that it's actually, it could be a loss for the market by the fact that they're just including these applications for free.
This is the multidimensional puzzle that Apple built for itself, because it is both a platform and a hardware vendor and a software vendor, and so there's complex interactions through all of these. So
yeah,
I going all the way back to the beginning, like, how do I feel about this? Like, I guess it's fine. If anything, I'm worried because I use numbers for a couple things, like a budget and like a weightlifting tracker.
Okay.
And I built very simple formula and visualizations, and I just hope that numbers continues to work. Like I don't want to use Google Sheets. I don't want to buy Excel,
Yeah.
So
Did you ever write your own version of numbers?
Oh no.
Yeah. People used to get paid a lot of money for coming out with basic apps like that. Or I don't know if it's basic really.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean whole industries built around spreadsheets, and now it's just like, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Though, I do feel like playing devil's advocate a little bit here. There have been still like great software that's come out. So Pages has existed, of course, for free, but have you heard of IA Writer?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And it's a great writing experience. I like it a lot. I use it for Markdown. But it's also great if I just want to like write some notes, basic PDF, really for the listeners, the nice thing about that compared to your traditional writing software is that it kind of cuts out the visual distraction. So you have something that almost looks like a sheet of paper in front of you, and all you see is the text you write, unless you show some menus. And then I know that there's been video software and image editing software that's come out, both on Mac and on iOS. And so I feel like there's still been, competitors in the market. I'm not as willing to say that Apple has killed any inspiration or motivation, any innovation in that area. But maybe I'm just defending my standpoint of like, hey, keep things the way they are, I already bought this stuff. Like, please don't change it.
Yeah, I don't think that they've killed the market, but just deflated. Like,
oh, I see. Like it could have been better.
Yeah, there are so many like distraction-free writers and plain text editors and markdown focused editors for text manipulation, and in like image editing broadly. Like I've been an Acorn user for a very long, for maybe since it came out. Like I've always enjoyed Acorn as an image editor.
I'm not even aware of that. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I like my design software.
And this guy makes his whole living off software you've never heard of. That's but yeah, then Pixelmator and of course Adobe Photoshop and like
Oh yeah.
I don't know. There's other ones too, right?
Sketch was very popular for a while there.
Oh yeah, I remember Sketch.
Yeah.
Good times.
I respect Sketch because they were clear about their model from the start and they have stuck to that, it seems. Basically, you subscribe for a short period, or maybe you pay for the whole year. And then when your subscription ends, you get to keep the app in that current state, and they'll even let you download it again years later, the version that you paid for, based on your like license number.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's great. But then you just don't get the updates, which is fine because a lot of apps just keep on chugging, you know.
Yeah. So you're paying for ongoing development for as long as you want to, and then
exactly
your data's not lost or stuck in, subscription jail.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Yeah. You miss out on things like dark mode maybe, or like maybe it's built for Intel chips and doesn't run as great on the new Mac chips, the M chips, M1, M2. But it continued to function really well for a while, and I'll be honest, I've held on to it until just recently, in the past year. Maybe because I've needed to design a little bit more. I've found myself designing more. I finally started digging into Figma, and it's a little bit sad to have to say goodbye to Sketch, but my old version just doesn't feel very good anymore, and I'm not willing to pay for the new version of Sketch when something like Figma exists for free.
Yeah, the Creator Studio, like, you've got the student discount, you have new devices get 3 months free, so when you upgrade your Mac or your iPad, you'll get another 3 months to dig into it.
Oh, and, okay.
Like, I think all this is good, and I'm glad that they're continuing to develop, because like I tell you what, you look at these ugly icons and I don't see iMovie. That makes me kind of nervous. Like, I don't want to open up Final Cut Pro. I like my little iMovie projects for the once every 2 years that I have to do some video editing.
Okay.
So like, super accessible. It's nice, but maybe we're just maybe it's just nostalgia or fear of the unknown. I don't want to lose what I've got. If it works fine, don't make me pay.
Right. Yeah, it's been working great, I really, really hope I don't have to miss out on future updates of Final Cut Pro or Logic Pro just because I want to avoid the subscription, And the sad truth is, just like I felt the need to find a new password solution, which luckily didn't last long because Apple came out with their own password solution. But in a similar situation of wanting to avoid the subscription model there, I'm going to want to avoid it here too. If they really try to force everyone down that path, and so many people will definitely go down that path, and it will be a very viable, money-making machine for them, But I'm gonna want to leave it, and I've been a big Final Cut Pro fan for a while now. People have gone to Premiere, people have gone to Avid. You mentioned the DaVinci Resolve, I think.
Yeah, I see a lot of that.
Like, a bunch of these have popped up over the years, and I'm like, nah, I'm sticking with Final Cut. But if they go subscriptions model, I don't know if I can. But at least I've got it for now.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, so you and I, we won't be subscribing anytime soon, if ever, if we can avoid it.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I can imagine I'd bump into something where I'm like, I want to try that feature in Numbers, or I don't know, maybe one day in the distant future, I bump into the limits of GarageBand, and I'm like, oh, I would like Logic to be able to do something. I can't imagine that now, but maybe. So like, I'll report back if I ever activate the free trial and try it out for a month. But yeah, for now, as much as I love giving Apple money, I don't think I don't think
Yeah.
I'm gonna sign up for this one.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see how it goes. A part of me wants to believe it'll just disappear and things will go back to the way it was, but
It's that you can't go back.
you
It's
can't
not
go
happening.
back. So, coming fresh off the future topics list where we set topics aside to talk about, something we've mentioned in the past that we wanted to talk more about was home automation and tech. And so I thought that might be fun to get into today. Do we need to define what home automation is? I feel like everyone knows what that is, right?
Well, but there are different types. Like
Okay,
some people might have like strictly HomeKit, or you might
sure.
be looking at
Matter.
using the home automation like
Mm.
on a local server, or maybe you're connecting with Alexa or Google Home or one of the other ones. Like
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Are you
it's
familiar with Matter?
am I familiar with Matter?
Okay,
I
you
know
must
her.
be.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm laughing because on another podcast, on the Accidental Tech podcast,
Uh-huh.
they had two last week and the week before, they had concurrent episodes where they're like, what the hell is Matter versus Thread? And people were like, well, there's a protocol and there's a this.
Uh-huh.
One's a protocol and one's a trade group, and I don't know.
Mm.
So like I know Matter is the word, but if there are any follow-up
Oh,
questions,
okay.
I cannot tell you.
So I feel like, at least for the past few years, Matter has been a little bit of an unsung hero because there's been so many companies that, despite HomeKit being a pretty good tool when people do support it, when companies support it, there's a lot of companies that just don't want to support it. But Matter has kind of shown up as glue between the different home automation systems like Google Home and HomeKit. And so if you build it for Matter, then you can kind of support both easily. And yeah, so it's something that I've really appreciated. But yeah, maybe something like Thread might make it irrelevant. I'm not sure. I've seen a lot about Thread
No,
recently, but I haven't looked too
no,
much into it.
Thread is the protocol. Matter, like
Oh, I see.
the
Matter's built on top of
hardware.
Thread.
Well, and it can be.
Okay.
This is where it gets complicated.
Mm.
Yeah, but like uh leave a YouTube comment, listeners, if you know better. But my amateur layperson understanding of HomeKit a few years ago was that if a device vendor wanted to integrate with Alexa or Google Home,
Mm-hmm.
they each had a spec, and
Mm.
then Apple had a more robust locally hosted spec with from my point of view, more secure implementation.
Okay.
And so at the time, a vendor would have to build 2 or 3 integrations. So a lot of times they
Yeah.
would just say, "Oh, we'll just do Alexa and Google Home,"
Right.
and so you'd see lots of low cost stuff, but it wouldn't support HomeKit. And you'd be like, "Oh, that's a
Yeah.
shame."
Yeah.
But yeah, since Matter's rolled out, I think Matter can take the credit. I've for the last year not come across anything that didn't support HomeKit. Like it seems like
Mhm.
the 3 big
At least
vendors
the new stuff.
they're always on the box, yeah,
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good thing this is a tech/developer podcast because we got into the deep of home automation real quick. I wouldn't tell my parents about that level of detail.
Well, these are exactly the type of phone calls you might get from a parent or a neighbor. They're like,
Sure. What is
okay,
what the heck is
it
Matter?
says Matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that good? Do you see the HomeKit icon? Just look for the HomeKit icon.
Right.
Do I have a HomeKit? It's okay. Don't worry.
Speaking of having to explain things to family members, one of the topics I wanted to cover for home automation and tech is the most annoying home automation that we've had to deal with over the years. So, yeah, what's the most annoying home automation you've had to deal with?
It's been a couple years. Maybe this has been solved by the modern protocols, but I've liked Eve. They're a European company, so I have a lot of faith in their data protections, and they you don't even need to install the app. You can just go straight to HomeKit with their devices, and I've had great success with their sort of outlet, the smart plugs. They work great. I've had great success with their hose controls. So like uses the same mesh network, and you can turn on and off sprinklers or hoses outside
Cool.
of your house. So that's been great. And the most annoying though has been a couple years ago I got their moisture sensors because I thought, oh, this would be great. I'll put one under the sink and I'll put one in the basement, and then I'll know no matter where I am if there's water leaking. What a lifesaver. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it was old radios or what, but they would not stay connected. They would just disappear for days at a time, and then like I'd move them around or I'd bring them closer to other devices. I talked to support. I went back and forth. Like nobody. I ended up returning them, but nobody could figure out. I couldn't get satisfactory connectivity. It just, for whatever reason, the placement of those devices and the other devices, it just couldn't find itself.
Yeah.
And that drove me crazy because it would work like a little bit, and I'd say, "Oh, good, I fixed it," and then it would stop working again.
Yeah.
So on and so forth for about 2 weeks before I sent them back.
Yeah. That's not an unusual thing with some of this home automation stuff. For some reason, things will just like lose connectivity, and you don't know why. It's like the doorbell just won't show up for like an hour or so. Is it updating? Like, if it's connected to the internet, I should be able to see it, right? Like, what's going on?
See, I used to have that problem all the time. Maybe it's because I don't have enough stuff. Like maybe I should get more stuff. But I haven't had that mystery connectivity in a really long time. It's been a year or two since everything is just like on. I have a nice just status quo is good.
Yeah.
Don't rock the boat.
Yeah. And maybe it's a combination of you having found the right gear and also the gear just getting better over time, because when there's not a lot of competitors out there, you can have a pretty subpar experience because you're the only provider, right? But as competition increases, you really got to improve the quality of things.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your what was your most annoying experience? How was your HomeKit adventure?
Yeah, first I'll start by saying I haven't gotten that deep into home automation, but probably more than your average family. And so the most annoying experience I've had is actually a doorbell that I owned. So I really care about HomeKit and compatibility. I'm super invested in the Apple ecosystem, obviously. And so I got this doorbell from Aqara. I don't know if you've heard of them. It's spelled a little bit weird. It's like Aqara, something like that. And
oh yeah.
And I didn't realize when I bought it, but it's like made by some like overseas country. I think it might be China. I'm not sure. But it became clear when I downloaded and started using the app that this was not made by like an American company. And it didn't really work for me right away. These doorbells are meant to either work on batteries that you put in. With the car, it was like 8 AA batteries or something like that. Or you can hook them up to the wiring of your house, and that will power them. And I didn't want to be switching out batteries all the time, so that's what I wanted to do. But it turns out that it didn't really work with whatever kind of current, my house was supplying to the doorbell. So I had to kind of figure out what was going on there. Was I doing something wrong? Was it just, not compatible? And that meant I had to talk to their customer service, which wasn't great. Customer service is rarely great, I feel like.
Well,
But it was
more and more so.
yeah, it was
But
made even worse
did
by the fact that the responses were clearly like either translation or just from like non-English speaking people,
yeah.
Um,
I mean, when you said like it was pretty obvious that this was not made by like American native English speakers, like
yeah.
in the modern world of globalization, you'll get like what seems to be a machine translated instruction manual, if you get an instruction manual at all,
Hmm.
or the the app's sort of phrasing is like t- totally like grammatically strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I've been on the end of those support calls where you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I don't think we're actually communicating here.
Right, right. Yeah, and there's already like poor communication even when they speak English fluently.
Yep.
And so I made more progress without the customer support than with them. Uh got it to at least make my house chime, I think it's called, ring whenever you pressed it. But then it was so weird. It's like you're trying to make this modern technology work with this decades old technology. And whenever the doorbell was connecting the circuit, it was almost as if the indoor chime was like constantly ringing, but at a low volume. And
Jeez.
and
Just a soothing buzz all the
right.
time.
And if you press the button, it would ring normal, but then it would go back to the constant, buzz, or it was almost like it was repeating the first millisecond of the ring over and over again at a rapid speed.
Oh
Um,
God.
yeah, and I already knew at that point that customer support wasn't going to help me. Um, and so I just had to accept the fact that it's not going to work with my house wiring. I'm just going to use AA batteries. Um, but beyond that, there were connectivity issues. These doorbells are supposed to detect movement and record, what happens around your house. But what people don't tell you is that it misses a lot. Like, it might only capture like not even 10% of what happens outside of your home. And when it does, it's like a leaf falling on the ground or a car driving by.
Yeah. That's so relatable. Like when I go out of town, I'll prop up my camera up in the upstairs window to look
Hmm.
onto our front lawn,
Hmm.
and I get notifications that'll be like, "Oh, there was activity," and I look and it's like a light going on and off in
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
house across the street,
Hmm.
and I'm like, "Yeah, but what about the package that was delivered? You didn't
Right.
you didn't
Right.
pick that up?"
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a little more recent. I got another doorbell because I just moved recently, this. But one of the features it really, focuses on is great package detection. And of course, just like not even getting through a week of having it, it's missing the packages. I'm like
They
waiting for a package and I like go to check it and it's sitting right there and it doesn't like it's got this
Yeah.
AI feature that's supposed to like highlight it and frame it with this UI
Oh
like
yeah.
package here, but it doesn't recognize it at all. Clear
We
picked.
did
Hmm.
trillions of virtual training hours for this model
Okay.
to locate box.
Oh yeah.
And it can't do that. And you're
Right,
like,
right.
it's one of the easiest fundamental shapes in the world.
Yeah,
Look
isn't
for
that
box.
interesting? It's like you would think that it would be more reliable, and this is where
I
I'm like, maybe it's
Yeah.
just the gear.
Oh man. We're we're talking about AI again.
Oh yeah, yeah. Here we go.
But I had years ago, this software probably still exists. I had a very simple IP camera
Mm-hmm.
poured it on our back porch at a condo we lived in a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a Mac app called like IP Cam. I'll look it up. I'll add it to the show notes if I can find it. Um, and it in like 2013, with no AI or smart detection or anything, it just had dumb machine learning computer vision.
Mm-hmm.
It would annotate the recordings and it would say squirrel,
Oh.
person,
Hmm.
box,
Sure.
chair, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so good and so stupid, but it worked fine.
Huh.
And here we are with like,
Yeah, you'd expect it to have improved by now. Things appear to have gotten worse, maybe. Can't even record boxes on the steps. It's wild. I think a lot of it too, like to give some credit to the companies, is that they have to be clever with their power management, especially these doorbells that run on battery power.
Sure.
And so maybe they're only checking every like 30 seconds to see if something's changed, and maybe the lighting is hitting it just the right way that the package blends in or something. I don't know, but it could be better. If you're looking into these smart doorbells, just expect to have to wrestle with some of the features.
Yeah. And I feel like, I feel like I'm a reasonable person, but I come off as a crazy person when, like my parents got Ring doorbells,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, Ring takes your, like, they will just give that information to the police.
Oh yeah,
Like they don't even care.
and they make
You're
you pay
like
for it
basically
monthly.
just, yeah, and you're just giving away your privacy. Like, at least if you want a camera, get one that's like local and secure, and you're not, giving it to somebody else to either, victimize your neighbors or
Mm-hmm.
train a large language model or something.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, what do you mean? It's fine.
Uh,
And I have to be the like tinfoil hat person that's like, wake up, sheeple.
yeah. I mean,
you're giving it all away. Come on.
that's the sad reality that we live in. Is especially a lot of this home automation tech comes from smaller companies, and at every company there's some percentage. Maybe it's a small one, but some percentage of those employees are going to be bad apples, and I've seen some scary things happen. I read recently about how baby monitoring systems, which I've had to look into recently, have suffered from. There was one from a well-known company, but I'm forgetting the name of it right now. Where the one of the developers of the camera installed his own like software onto it so that he could basically backdoor it straight
Oh my
to his
God.
home server, and that's how he ended up getting caught, was because people were noticing internet traffic to a very specific server, very specific address, and when they looked into it, the company just offered, like when they found it, and the company had to acknowledge it. They were just offered refunds, and nothing really happened,
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's
that's not a rare
with
thing, I think.
I mean, that's like, Uber was guilty of this.
Mm.
There's been, I don't know if they've been formal whistleblowers, but I have heard many times from many uh, current and former Tesla employees that, like, their data controls on all the cameras on those cars and all the driving data is not
Mm-hmm.
great. So
Mm-hmm.
like, all this technology is only secure based on mostly faith,
Mm-hmm.
and depending on your jurisdiction, a little bit of law if you're
Mm.
lucky. But then how do you prove it? How do you, like,
Yeah.
we're lucky we have people that are looking at the internet traffic of devices and
Mm-hmm.
publicizing when they see things, because otherwise you're just you just gotta hope.
Yeah, you're just at the whim of whatever happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with the HomeKit, I mean, I guess now that I'm saying this out loud, I should take my own medicine and I should like audit my little camera because it's supposed to use HomeKit secure video, so it never
Okay.
goes to a server. It
Awesome.
only goes to iCloud servers that are like triple encrypted and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never verified that.
Sure. Yeah.
I assume it's not sending traffic to
Mm-hmm.
somebody in China somewhere, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but how do you know till you take that deep
yeah.
look? Yeah. A part of it is just time too. You have to like be curious enough and interested enough to figure out the tools to do it. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's just. I remember when I finally set up my own like remote backend through something like DigitalOcean, and I was so excited to like serve a website through it. And then I just saw like how much traffic was like reaching it, and I think a lot of it was just bot activity, but like there were things constantly trying to get into that back end, trying different commands, trying to figure out like if I
Yeah.
if I didn't have I think I was saved by Nginx, but it basically was showing me like there's a lot of bots out there that just try to break in, constantly. Some of them are probably, people trying to break in too, and it's not just our back ends that are experiencing that. It's of course our technology too, home tech.
Yeah. All
Um,
right. So now that you remind me how adversarial the open internet is,
yeah.
I'm gonna uninstall all my smart home devices.
Oh goodness. Yeah, and see, that's the sad part. The sad reality is you almost have to just be willing to accept those risks and hope it doesn't come back to bite you.
Oh
Otherwise,
gosh.
you just don't get to enjoy those nice features.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, but hopefully there's a difference between Hue light bulbs
mhm.
or Eve,
Yeah. Hopefully, I mean, I think it wasn't that long ago that people found out that their televisions had microphones that were recording and transcribing
oh
everything they
yeah.
were saying.
God.
So.
Yeah, my I'm gonna sound like a tinfoil hat again. But our Samsung TVs um had a feature that was called like proximity
Mm.
alert,
Mm-hmm.
and it used it, like I found this out because we audibly heard a weird chirp. And
Oh.
so for this proximity alert thing, it used sort of a sonar. It would like
Mm.
make a chirp that I guess you're not supposed to hear.
Oh.
Like I'm sorry this story is low on facts, but like it was a long time ago. But like
Mm-hmm.
I like disconnected the TV from the internet. I disabled all the like proximity alerts, the
Mm-hmm.
like room like motion detection, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cuz yeah, it's supposed to save energy,
Mm-hmm.
but like it makes me feel very uncomfortable that this thing is making noises,
Yeah.
recording things,
Mm-hmm.
and has an idea of when and what I'm watching. Like
Oh
I
yeah. Yeah.
if I'm gonna sell that to somebody, I'm gonna make money on it. I'm not just gonna like have Samsung take that data from me.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we need is like the personal information economy. Like, let us make the money on that, please. Like, if you're gonna try and make money off of it, cut us in a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, wow.
Well,
So,
so, but to put a positive spin on things, I mentioned Hue. Philips Hue is really expensive for what it is,
uh-huh.
but it's been rock solid
Mm-hmm.
and it integrates with HomeKit perfectly. Like I've really
Yes.
enjoyed Philips Hue stuff.
Yeah.
And if you are buying, building, renovating a home,
Mm-hmm.
um, I mean, you can do it anytime, but
Mm-hmm.
like Lutron Caseta is like Lutron already makes great switches. Like they are I kid you not, they feel better to flip these switches, but then Caseta is their smart thing.
Mm.
And so Lutron Caseta, you can do light switches. They also have blinds and
Ooh.
drapes.
Okay.
I don't have those. I just have the light switches.
Mm-hmm.
But these light switches are just the best. Again, rock solid. They
Nice.
integrate with everything. It's just I've installed them and I haven't thought about them once since then. So
That's awesome.
there's good stuff out there.
Yeah, I was actually going to move on to the next topic with home automation after we talked about so many annoyances of it. Um, yeah, the most
Oh, I got ahead of
useful.
you. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's great. That's perfect. The most useful home automation, and I love that you mentioned Hue lights because that was on my list too.
Yeah.
Those things have been just extremely reliable, and even more than working great. They've lasted a long time. I think I've still got some bulbs from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
They're
and
just
yeah,
they're just going.
they
I don't think
are.
I've ever replaced any of my Hue lights.
Yeah.
And
Well,
yeah, the first ones I got were probably about 10 years ago now.
yeah, I've seen a couple die out on me, but I think I've got like one from that very first batch that's still chugging.
Mm.
Um, I've seen the improvements over time. So it used to be like 600 lumens, and now I think the standard is 800 lumens for Hue bulbs. The color has gotten better, but those old bulbs still work great, and I'm not gonna let them go if I don't have to, because I like them so much. It's it's a little bit steep in terms of cost, but that's the other reason why they need to last so long, because they cost so much that by the time you're able to fill your home with it takes years. You're paying like almost $80-$90 a bulb.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and like God forbid you like move and forget to grab a bunch of them. That's hundreds of dollars while it's right there.
Yeah.
I just moved recently, and I'd made sure to go to every light fixture and pull out my Hue bulb. I feel bad because the building guys probably walked in there like, wow, he even took the bulbs, but
Yeah.
didn't even
You
leave the
can
light behind.
you can go to Menards and get the Bobo brand.
Yeah.
I'm taking my Hue bulbs with us.
Yeah, yeah, the Hue bulbs are worth keeping. Um, but yeah, Hue is on my list of great home
Mhm.
automation. Just works so good, and in fact, I miss it when I don't have it. Like the
Mm.
doorbell, like I've got a new doorbell this time around, and I don't miss the old one at all. I might not miss this one, to be honest, if another one came around, or if I had to go back to old doorbell, like old
Yeah.
fashioned doorbell. But the Hue bulbs, I would definitely miss. Yeah, is there anything else on your list? I don't know if it counts as home automation, but I listed HomePod as one of the more
Yeah.
useful home automation devices.
I
Um, hmm
yeah, I mean we have talked on the show before, we will you and me
hmm
will hold on to our home pods until till the
Right.
last capacitor explodes.
Oh yeah.
Uh yeah, I mean I recently I've noticed that when I do hey you know who,
hmm
uh I don't know if it's contention with the other devices, but it
hmm
seems like my home pods are getting hard of hearing in their old
Oh yeah,
age.
I've
But
noticed that too. Yeah.
besides that, they're working well. I've got them connected to my TV as
Mm.
the sort of poor man's surround sound.
Yeah,
They're definitely better
nice.
than the TV speakers for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried that. It doesn't quite stand up to my sound bar. And so I
Oh
don't
yeah,
use it
if you've
regularly.
got a sound bar or an actual surround
hmm
sound, then yeah, that's a million times better. But
Right.
uh yeah, better than the garbage speakers that come with the TV.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, that just made me realize we got a TV for the bedroom here. Since we bought the place, we're investing in it and installing whatever we want for the next few years. But one thing we decided was like, let's save a little bit of money on the sound bar. But maybe we can just, use. We've got a bedroom home pod. Well, maybe we just use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're both fans of Hue. I mentioned Eve earlier, except for that water detector, which never worked right, but I
Mm.
think that was previous generation hardware.
Mm-hmm.
Eve has been pretty solid.
Okay.
The Lutron Casetas. And then also I've got the Ecobee thermostat and an Ecobee camera.
Yes.
And they I mean, I don't use any of the like so-called smart feet. Like the thermostat is supposed to like track your like occupancy,
Mm-hmm.
and it also, if you configure it right, it's supposed to integrate with like the price of energy,
Mm-hmm.
so like it can run and sort of bank heat or cold when it's less expensive to run, theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
I just have it hooked into HomeKit on a dumb schedule. So like while we're awake, it's 69 degrees, and while we're asleep, it's 60 degrees in the winter or something like that.
Okay.
And then through HomeKit, I can just, if it's too cold, I can say, hey, Dingus, make it warmer, or
Sure.
open up the Home app.
Yeah.
And they, again, rock solid. They work great.
Nice. Yeah, and I assume that's happening through HomePod, right? When you do the
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually going to so the third topic I listed for home automation and tech is the most appreciated, and I was gonna mention the thermostat from Nest for that. Because thermostats are great. It's amazing. You can just like shout into the air, and suddenly the air changes the temperature for you. You know.
Yeah.
It's really it feels so futuristic. It's so often that you're just like sitting there and you're like, it feels a little too hot or feels a little too cold, and you can just change it immediately without getting up. I've appreciated that one the most. It's hard to say that the Nest thermostat has been the most useful home automation that I've experienced, because it's like, I could literally you don't need the Nest thermostat at all.
Yeah. When I installed our Ecobee when we moved into this house about 10 years ago, I was like, see, you can change the temperature on your phone, or you can say, you can call out.
Mm-hmm.
And my wonderful, wonderful wife was like, yeah, but it's right here. I could also just use my finger. And I'm like, no, but you don't understand.
And
what if you're upstairs?
Right.
She's like, yeah, I guess.
yeah. It's hard to really justify the smart thermostat. But man, did I love that experience. I'm gonna have to get another one here. But when I had it, it was just a beautiful experience. It tied in with HomeKit really well, and also depending on the one you get, I know the Ecobees look pretty good, but that Nest thermostat just looked beautiful on the wall. I loved walking past it. They had some nice design for the temperature and the time. I think there were other features too. You could even see like the weather, the humidity. But it was just a very beautiful device. Totally did not need it, but loved it.
So it's I can go one better. Not only does the Ecobee look better than a standard, like, I don't know, Honeywell thermostat, but I actually deleted it from upstairs because it has wireless sensors. So I have their temperature, motion, and humidity sensor upstairs and in two of the rooms downstairs. So the thermostat itself is is in our basement, is close to the actual like heating cooling apparatus.
Okay.
But it uses the data from the wireless sensors. So we now have no like there is nothing on the wall anywhere.
Oh wow.
In the livable part of our house.
Okay.
Which feels futuristic to to me. But now it's a slippery slope,
minimal.
Because in my fantasies, I'm like, well, if I won the lottery, I need multi-zone. I need multiple.
Oh yeah.
I need multiple heating and cooling, and I need a humidifier. Yeah, because I have this humidity data. So I should probably get that too. But that's never going to happen.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess you can go wild with home automation. I definitely care about humidity too. So I'm like, do I want that? Is that something I would want to use? Maybe I wouldn't know the value until trying it. Even the Nest thermostat, I was actually against it for a long time. Any kind of smart thermostat, just knowing like I had everything. Even scheduling is on most basic thermostats. But when someone finally gifted it to me one Christmas, I'm like, oh, I've been missing out. This is so worth it.
Yeah.
Maybe the humidity controls would be just that worth it too.
So this is I'm not a power user. Maybe listener, maybe you, David, have talked to Eric Waylander. He used to come to NSCoder a lot more frequently. I haven't seen him in a little bit, but Eric's got a YouTube channel that's all about Apple and smart home stuff. His website is ericw.org. Let's see if I remember to put this in the show notes. Anyway, I bring it up though because he was like, a long time ago we're talking and he's like, oh, I got this and that and this and that, all these automations. So like, if this happens, then do this, if it's this time of day and these people are in the house. I was like, okay, that's cool. Like that
literal automatic behavior happening.
Yeah. So like the cool thing, and this isn't just HomeKit, but the thing that I've appreciated with HomeKit is being able to make something just a little smarter. Like if you have a motion sensing light, that's cool. But like in my backyard, I have a motion sensing light based on the time of day.
Okay.
And then based on like then if it detects motion in another area, it'll then turn on another light and then another light. But like there's sort of cascading rules based on time of day and light and temperature and all this stuff. And so I set this up once a long time ago and now it just works. But like, you know, it's the sort of orchestration that has been the cool thing.
Yeah.
And so I imagine, I imagine if you had like a smart home, if you had a HomeKit enabled humidifier and maybe a separate fan and then like multiple sensors, then you could get to a point where you're like, well, if I'm in my office and the humidity is too low, then turn on the humidifier or turn on the dehumidifier and then do this and do that. And you could orchestrate that whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would actually be valuable, but it is, you know, that's the promise. That's what's been so helpful.
Right. Yeah. I think I definitely appreciate that kind of sensor and reaction kind of ability. But at the end of the day, I definitely want to be, I guess, is it really hands-on if I'm using voice commands, voice on with it? Because I sometimes, you know, I love having the temperature set to 68. Feels nice and cool. But sometimes that 68 feels way too warm for some reason, and I gotta turn it down to 65 or something, you know? And it's like, if I set up just automatic behavior, I know I'm still gonna be changing it myself anyway.
Yeah. Man. Okay, so I think they're all out of stock, but IKEA has a smart button that integrates with HomeKit.
Okay.
That's like $5.
Ooh.
And so you could get a bunch of smart buttons all over and just whack them. You're like, oh, too hot, too cold.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I wonder, can you make it so that it just like, it's not even like a specific temperature, but you just go down like 2 degrees or, you know, like, maybe. I wonder. Then I can put the labels on it like too hot, too cold. Go down 2 degrees, go up 2 degrees. Thanks for listening to the 10th episode of NSCoder Chicago podcast. My name is David Vision.
And my name is Sean Walter. NSCoder is a monthly meetup. Our next event is on the 27th of January. We're going to be meeting at Expedia's headquarters in downtown Chicago. More information is available on meetup.com. And looking at the forecast, it's going to be a balmy 20-something degrees here in Chicago. So come on out and enjoy the warm weather.
Yes.
We'll have pizza, discussion, and like-minded individuals.
Oh, I must be hungry. That pizza's really speaking to me right now.
Yeah, it's time for lunch.
Hope to see you guys there.